Hello! If you're watching this video, you've probably just seen the trailer for Open Mic Podcast, and you're very confused. Which is fair. It's a really interesting thing to do, or at least I find it interesting. So I would just want to take a few minutes to go over the who, what, where, when, and why, all about Open Mic Podcast and how this came to be. Because I know at least the people who are just finding out the day this is coming out, they are surprised. They did not expect something like this, at least leading up to it. So yeah, just a general who. My name is Dan. I am 20 years old. I am a college student, and that's about all you need to know about me. I'm also the host, creator, producer, editor of all things Open Mic Podcast. I have had some help from other people, but I am the main person behind this project, and I'm super excited for it, and I'm super excited to see how it goes. Alright, few things you know already. When? The first episode is coming out on February 26, 2023, 5 o'clock, Central Standard Time. It'll be out on YouTube and Spotify for anyone who wants to watch. And that's pretty much it. You'll see promotions on Instagram as well, if you follow the Open Mic Podcast Instagram. Then where? As I just mentioned, YouTube and Spotify are going to be the main platforms for this. There are 6 podcasts produced directly with Open Mic Podcasts, and all 6 of them will individually be on Spotify. But along with that, 5 of them will also be accessible on the YouTube channel, where you'll be able to watch episodes of any of the series that have been created for this. They will all mainly be audio content, hence that's why they're both on Spotify and YouTube. There won't be much to see. It'll just be like this, the little logo for what the show is, which you haven't seen any of those yet, but they look great. Yeah, that's about where. So now for the bigger ones, what and why. So what Open Mic Podcast is, it's like this project where I can do almost whatever I want podcast-wise. And I think it's better to start with the why. So I consider myself a very ambitious, creative person. I have like this whole list of either huge projects, small projects, just stuff, creative things I want to do. And as I've been putting stuff on this list, a few of them have been podcast ideas. The first one is one of the main podcasts. The first one, I don't want to give anything away right now, but it's the first idea that led to this was like, oh, this could be pretty cool for a podcast. But I don't have enough ideas to make a lasting series of it. So that made me get the idea, what if I do like 5 or 6 podcasts and have like 6 to 12 episodes each, depending on how easy they are to make. Because there are a few that take a while to make, and then there's a few that I can just sit down, record for 10 minutes, and it's done. And that's kind of how this was formed, Open Mic Podcast. It's a bunch of stuff that I've had ideas for, that it's just taking the next step with those to like put them out there, see what people like, and mainly just doing it for fun. When my first year of college, I had a podcasting class, and it's still one of my favorite classes, and I really enjoy it. So I want to do it for fun in my free time. Yeah, that's the main gist of it. So with that being said, now that I've explained why, the what of Open Mic Podcast, this season we're going to have 6 different shows, as I said in the why, because I've had all these various ideas. And they are all very different from each other. That's what I love about it. If you don't love one show, there's a good chance one of the other 5, you might end up liking them. So there will be stuff to give a chance. And they're all together through this one source, Open Mic Podcasts, even though they have their individual Spotify's and they are their own individual shows. And one of the big motivations behind this, it kind of reminds me of Jackbox. Every year Jackbox releases like a set of 5 new games, and they're all cool, wacky games that are fun for people to play, and you can buy the party game and play it like that. And then every now and then the favorites, they get a sequel. And that's kind of the way I envision it here. Every season, I want to bring in as many new shows as I have ideas for. During the making of this season, I've already come up with 4 different new podcasts that aren't going to appear in this one that I'm also really excited about. So it's just a matter of like, oh, what works, what doesn't work, what's fun to actually record, and stuff like that. So hopefully every season you'll see a new set of podcasts. And the reason it's in this season format, like they're all bunched together, I feel like it's a better way to produce them. It's like a lot of work for a few weeks, but then it's much easier to just like let them release as you go. So the plan for this, as for the when, as I said, starts February 26th, 2023, and I don't have the calendar up for it, but if I remember correctly, it ends on May 13th. And that's releasing wise. Yeah, May 13th is the last episode of the last show. For most of the shows, you're going to see that they have an episode every other week, and there are 6 of them. It's a solid, small, starting like pilot thing for each of those shows. Some of the easier to produce shows, they're going to have an episode every week. And yeah, as of this recording, I'm a little under halfway through all the episodes, and a lot of progress has been made, and I can't wait to start revealing the actual shows and how they're going to work and stuff like that. So keep a lookout. Subscribe to Open Mic Podcasts on YouTube. This is currently the only place to find it. You will not find it on Spotify yet. And yeah, I hope you're excited as I am. And with that, I will see you next time.